back to Cindy's Library. I am Cindy, and today I want to talk about how to, for 2021 went and my plans for 2022. So let's get started. So for 2021, well, I read lots of books and I am overall pleased with the amount. There are a couple things I'd probably change. We'll talk about that when I get to the 2022 part of this video. But first, let's go through some of the highlights of my reading year. Agnes Grey by Anne Bronte. It's small, but so amazing for all that. Really gives you a feel of Anne's personality and probably some of the things that she encountered as a governess herself. Definitely want to reread that one of these days. Let's see. So, one thing I was supposed to do in 2021 was reread the Anne of Green Gables series. Didn't happen because I got distracted by Betsy Tazy, which I am still in the middle of. So there is that. But Betsy Tazy, that is a very fun series so far. I am on Betsy Was a Junior at the moment. So, let's see, what else? 101 Dalmatians by Dodie Smith was very sweet and has some differences from the movies. I read Towers in the Mist and Castle on a Hill and Descent of Water by Elizabeth Goudge this year. And so, not too bad. I've discovered with Elizabeth Goudge, you can't read too much of her at one time. So, and out of all of those, probably like Descent of Water best, although I really liked Castle on the Hill as well. So there is that. I reread Hals Moving Castle, which is a favorite by Diana Wynne Jones. It features the most powerful wizard in the land, who's very much a Slither outer, and a 90-year-old maiden. Well, she was turned 90 years old by the Witch of the Waste, so there is that. Let's see. Oh, I read Les Miserables, finally. Definitely a highlight of this year. Not sure if I'll read all of the digressions next time. We'll have to see how I'm feeling, but definitely one I will want to read again because it is absolutely amazing. I reread The Blue Castle, which is one of Lucy Maud Montgomery's stories focused on older readers. It too is amazing. I reread all of the Magic and the Shinigami Detective by Honor Raconteur series, at least all 6 novels, including the one that came out this year. So that was very fun. Short synopsis of that. Well, Jamie is from our world, which pulls her to a different world. She's sort of stuck there. And due to her skills that she had here, she ends up working as a detective with Henry, who's very much the opposite of her in many ways, but he is a magic examiner, so very fun. It was a good time doing that. Let's see, I reread Cheese Sweet Home, manga about a kitten. So sweet, really so sweet, slice of life. Let's see. Arthurian Voices by Verlin Flieger got me thinking, so that was totally worth reading that. Highly recommend if you're looking for more Arthurian uh, stories. Most of it, I forget what the two parts are called, but most of it is the first part, in which the various chapters tell various parts of the King Arthur story from their perspective. Like Sir Bedivere, which basically starts out like, no one told me there was going to be a lady with a magic hand waiting to take the sword when I was throwing it in for King Arthur. Things along those lines, very amusing. And then a very modern take on Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. Hilarious. Love that one. Okay, let's see. Oh, I read as much of the second Mistborn series, the Wax and Wane series by Brandon Sanderson. So I am ready when the last book in the series comes out. End of this year or beginning of 2023, I think. Something like that. Let's see. I actually ended up reading 4 of the 6 main Jane Austen novels this year, which is always a good time. Marilla of Green Gables. Greatly enjoyed that one. It is what happens at Green Gables before Anne shows up, basically. And I reread all of the Crestomancy series and all of the Black Cauldron series this year. Very fun. And I managed to read 1 Shakespeare. Yes, I need to get more of that done. But I did read Macbeth finally. I totally get the reference to the Weird Sisters now. Let's see. I reread Quiet Girl in a Noisy World and Book Love, both by Debbie Tung. Let's see. What else? Oh, I read Miss Austen by Gil Hornby. This is from Cassandra's perspective, Jane's older sister, decades after Jane died tragically too young. Very, very excellent. Let's see. What Matters in Jane Austen was also excellent. Oh, Piranesi by Susan Clark. It is a bit of a strange tale, but it is amazing. What are other highlights that I read this year? Oh, The Making of C.S. Lewis. That is the second in the series, the first one being Becoming C.S. Lewis. It's a biography, and you might be able to quibble a bit about it from an academic point of view, but from readability, it is excellent. Silas Marner, I loved. Daniel Deronda, I quite liked, along with Adam Bede. Dorothy and Jack, the transforming friendship of Dorothy L. Sayers and C.S. Lewis. Yes, that was very excellent as well. Oh. Let's see. What else? Oh, I reread Jane Eyre, which was excellent. Totally in love with it again. The Cat Who Saved Books. That was fun, and that is by Sosuke Karwa, I think. Great meditation on the meaning of books. C.S. Lewis Remembered was rather fun. Reread The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. Once Upon a Wardrobe by Patty Henry was exactly what I needed at that time. I've started The Ascent of a Bookworm by Mia Kazuki. I reread Cranford, which was great, and I reread all of Lord of the Rings, which was great. Reread A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. Read lots of fun things for Christmas, although don't know if I'll be adding any of these to my Christmas rotation. That is a good question. Star Trek DS9, A Stitch in Time by Andrew J. Robbins. A Garrick story for any DS9 fans. And it's actually written, or at least co-written, by the author, or the actor who plays Garrick, which makes it especially fun. And oh yes, I reread all of the Deepwood series since Honor Raconteur released a little short story for Christmas, which is very fun. Can't call it great, perhaps. It was so fun, and I was totally in the mood for that. So, like I said, some excellent reading this year. So, plans for 2022. That is a very good question. Well, to begin with, I have decided I need to read Anthony Trollope. And so my goal for this year, I thought about reading the Barchester series and the other series that starts with a P this year. That seems like a little bit much though. So we'll just get through the first series and maybe is it The Way We Live Now? Something like that. By Anthony Trollope. So this will be the year of Trollope. I got through only about half of George Eliot. So that is one I want to be another focus. I also want to reread Pride and Prejudice and Emma, which are the two Austen books I did not read last year, so I can do my Austen rankings, and North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell, which I have also previously read, but not for a while. So again, I want to reread it so I can do my Elizabeth Gaskell rankings. If I get through everything or feel inspired, then I'm going to look at doing E.S. Forster and or a bit of Virginia Woolf, but we shall see about that. Couple other things. Oh, I did read some religious books, but I want to read more religious books this year. I feel like I should read more, although I did complete reading the brief theological introductions to all the books of the Book of Mormon put out by the Maxwell Institute, which I can highly recommend. So I'm not going to put anything specific for that, but I do want to work on my religious book pile. And I also want to start a world religions project, reading works considered sacred in other traditions than my own. That'll be in addition to my regular devotional reading every day, so we'll see how much I can get in. But I want to at least start that. Let's see. Beyond all of that, I want to leave plenty of room for fun reading. Let's see here. Uh, oh, yeah. I read uh, actually a fair amount of C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien. Well, less Lewis, but want to continue working on reading Tolkien. And one focus that I want to do is to try and get through some of these books that I have not read before. I also want to read a bit more nonfiction. I've tried a bit. Some of them I just may have to DNF, although The Life of Charlotte Bronte by Elizabeth Gaskell, I need to give a few more chapters to be fair. Since the first chapter really has only been about the area where the Charlotte Bronte primarily lived and a bit about its history, etc. So, yeah, I should give it a few more chapters to see how that goes. But yeah, I'd like to read a bit more nonfiction this year, so we'll try and do that. Had some fun with some historical fiction, so maybe do a bit of that. Some fantasy. I got a couple mysteries I might be interested in trying out. Oh, love Victober, love Jane Austen July, totally planning on doing all of those. Middle grade March was fun. I'll probably want to do that again. May or may not do Ancient Sithon. We'll have to see how much of a mood for that I am in. But having said all of that, uh, I don't know when, but at a certain point, sometime this year, that may very well all go out the window. Because unfortunately, I'm expecting to have to do some surgery this year. What I found last time this happened, though, is that Agatha Christie is great to read when you're recovering from surgery. I actually got through most of Poirot that way. So, given that's the case, I may be adding Miss Marple to my list of to do this year. And it'll partially depend on when exactly it hits and what I'm in the mood for. So, that tells you something of my plans for this year. I apologize for not getting a video out again sooner. The holidays have been a bit crazy, especially since I started work just before the holidays. So hopefully I'll be getting into a rhythm, scheduling out time where I can regularly do at least one video a week. That would be ideal. In the meantime, love to hear what your plans are reading wise for 2022. And I hope you had a wonderful reading year 2021. If you have any suggestions, things you think I should consider adding to my list, certainly open to suggestions, or things you'd like to see on this channel, that would be great. And I thank you all so much for stopping by. I truly do appreciate it. So until next time, I hope we all stay safe and healthy. And as always, happy reading.